Welcome, folks, to the first ever episode of Infinite Possibilities Wrestling Explosion, the first episode of Explosion after the first ever roster draft. And we're starting action with the first ever matchup in Infinite Possibilities Wrestling IPW, and that's gonna be Deadpool currently making his way to the ring, going one-on-one with Batman. And we're going to see what the Explosion roster has for the first week, as here comes Batman down to the ring. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be Gotham's most well-known vigilante, the Merc with a mouth. The fourth wall breaking, joking Merc with a mouth, Deadpool. This is the ominous vigilante known as heroic vigilante known as Batman. Two major characters of their respective things. This is technically also a Marvel versus DC match up. We're starting off. Batman wants Deadpool to take the first hit, and Deadpool responds with a forearm, and these two going at it, punches and slaps being thrown. High impact too. They are taking every punch each other throws at each other, but Deadpool now taking the advantage for a while. But no, these two going back and forth actually, and they are just raining in with these big punches. They are hockey fighting, they are brawling, and Batman gets the advantage in the end. Now Batman setting up, pulls him through, maybe thinking jackhammer early, but no, Deadpool able to counter. And now some chain wrestling. Batman goes to the back, waist lock applied, roll up. Deadpool kicks out into a roll up of his own. That's a two. Deadpool gets a 2 count. Batman kicks out, rolls him through, backslide, sets him up, but Deadpool is hyped up, and they go immediately back into chain wrestling. Deadpool getting a little bit of an adrenaline rush there. But Batman with the cheap shot. Batman sent him into the ropes and then him with a cheap shot. But now Deadpool overpowering him in the next chain wrestling spot, and a big Hurricane Rana. Now Deadpool setting up for something, misses it, and Batman trying to take advantage, no counter, but countered by Batman into the DT directly on the logo, on the brand logo, on the show logo, whatever you want to call it. Batman now talking about on the logo, sets up Deadpool for the jackhammer. It connects finally. 1, 2, but Deadpool kicks out of 2. And now, wait a minute. Batman charges in, big elbow after the clothesline, and now the stomps. Batman may be a little bit furious, a little bit angry, just repeated stomps, and he won't stop. But now he's setting Deadpool up, pulls him in, belly to belly suplex. Deadpool getting up immediately. Batman sets him up, swinging neck breaker by Batman. Sets him up. Gut wrench, suplex, no. Counter by Deadpool into the neck breaker. And now, Deadpool went for something there, but Batman continuing the stomps. And now the punches. Now, Batman, continuing to wail away here. And Deadpool now bleeding. And now, what is Batman thinking? Sending Deadpool up. Spear by Batman. Big spear by Batman. 1, 2, 3. Batman gets the first ever victory in Infinite Possibilities Wrestling history, and also on first victory ever on Explosion. What a matchup. And now we move on to our tag team matchup. Winner, now there's basically, we got undisputed tag team titles for both brands. We're gonna have kind of round robin-ish style thing, teams facing off against each other repeatedly until the first special event shows up. And then the two most best teams from both Explosion and Downfall will face off for tag titles as Teddie and Yosuke of the investigation team making their way to the ring first. But they've got a tough task as they take on the team of Monkey D. Luffy, Roronoa Zoro. You know them well. It's the Straw Hat Pirates. Making their way to the ring, Luffy, high of energy. Zoro walking stoically down to the ring. Honestly, I don't know how Zoro even managed to successfully make it to the arena due to his bad sense of direction. But hey, they're here and they are looking on the path for gold. And now this matchup has begun. Zoro, Luffy, this is Teddie and Yosuke. Persona, this is One Piece. And Zoro is just taking control immediately, and Yosuke trying to fight back. But the Straw Hat Pirates immediately gaining control. Yosuke fighting back against Zoro. Luffy showing off some energetic moves. Yosuke firing off Zoro, fighting off Luffy now. He's fighting both of them off. And Teddie taking an opportunity. Zoro is not ready for these high energetic moves from Teddie. But now Luffy, oh no, Yosuke counters whatever Luffy was going for. Hits him with a suplex. But Zoro's starting to fight up. Back pops up. Throws Teddie into the air. Slams him down. And now, Zoro now. Sword Helm Driver to Teddie. But Yosuke gaining the advantage. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this is a tables tag match. First team to put another of the opponent's team members through a table wins. And now, right now, Zoro with a slam on Yosuke. Luffy putting another table into the ring. Zoro grabbing one of the tables. Sending it into the corner. Luffy finally get back against Yosuke. Teddie showing some higher athleticism, but Zoro tosses him against the table. The drop kick against the table doesn't break it, and Zoro might have just tired himself out. And Yosuke just tossing the table right at Luffy's head, and Luffy is now bleeding because of that. And Yosuke, high flying hanamura, is doing great damage here. And Teddie went for a drop kick. Yosuke went for a drop kick. Both failed. Yosuke dealing with Luffy, but Teddie's in trouble. Zoro powerbombs Teddie through a table. Yosuke was distracted, and because of that, the Straw Hat Pirates get the victory. It all took one mistake from Yosuke for not looking to see what was happening with Teddie, and Zoro took advantage. And now on to your main event, and coming out first, Makoto Yuki, the Persona 3 male protagonist, of course, is always stoically making his way to the ring for this main event matchup against Mr. Puzzles, the Smoke, the Fire, and he's ready for action. He's ready to defeat this TV-hated giant and crazy entertainer and be the first person to win a main event on either of the shows. All it takes is one Gates of Taurus, and he could do that. But don't count out his opponent, because making his way to the ring with his fancy umbrella in tow, with all the fireworks, you could imagine going a little bit crazy now. He's back in the spotlight once again, hailing originally from the SMG4 universe, now entering for the first time into a wrestling ring. I would imagine Mr. Puzzles has arrived to put on a show. These two are completely different, complete opposites. One is stoic, one's an entertainer. And we're going to find out exactly how that change in dynamics, those separate character kind of dynamics, clash. Mr. Puzzles just resting on the top rope, showing that fanciness. Makoto Yuki Now, another stare down, and of course, Puzzles has the height advantage. By a couple inches, I guess, I don't know. And Puzzles immediately with these big right hands, these big just fists. Now, a kick to the leg, going immediately for a pinfall. Makoto easily kicks out one. And Yuki is going to not stay down if Puzzles doesn't do a lot more damage. But a slightly delayed suplex by Mr. Puzzles. Now fixing that TV head of his, just taking a little bit of time. And now Makoto's fighting back. But these two are going back and forth. And now Puzzles pushing Makoto Yuki into the corner. Referee trying to separate things. Cheap shot by Puzzles. And now, but Makoto's trying to fight back. And wait a minute. Puzzles pushes Makoto back into the corner again. But this time, it's Yuki who takes the cheap shot. And they go back into the middle of the ring. Right on top of that logo. More chain wrestling. And now, wait, what's happening here? Makoto just tosses Puzzles there. And now just throwing him into the ropes. Sets him up. Makoto Yuki may be thinking about flying. That would be crazy. No, Puzzles cuts him off. Big punch there. And he's celebrating it. But Yuki knocks him off the apron anyways. I know, making the gun signal. He got no evoker, but he might just destroy Puzzles right here. Locks in the chokehold and just suplexes him headfirst into the ground. On the outside of the ring. That is going to hurt Yuki back into the ring. Puzzles taking his time. Taking his sweet time. Making laps around the ring. Yuki is just waiting for him. Back in the ring now, both are. And Yuki with these insane strikes. Spinning chop as well. I think I just saw more punches. Oh, a big boot. A big kick. Just right to the face. And now, an elbow. And now, more elbows to Puzzles as Mr. Puzzles, I think, going for a bear hug there. Yuki, though, with these punches. But Puzzles went for an uppercut, but that got counted. And these two are going back and forth. This is crazy. Yuki, a big suplex there. And just daring Puzzles to get back into the ring. Hits him with a punch. He might stun him here. If he slams him into the ring, he does. Puzzles is stunned. And Yuki sets him up. Modified to Death Valley Driver. Connects. And there's the point again. Puzzles is in trouble. Yuki sets him up. Gates of Taurus. 1, 2. Puzzles kicks out 2 out of the Gates of Taurus. What else does Makoto Yuki have to do to defeat Mr. Puzzles? Goes for another suplex counter. These two going back and forth. Again. What an amazing matchup this has been so far. But they are still going. And there's no signs of stopping. Puzzles just slapped to the back of the head. And I've thrown some right hands. But Yuki fighting back. Throwing his own right hands. Throwing everything. Puzzles counters. But Yuki counters. Slams him down. Sand Puzzles up maybe. This could be the end. Makoto Yuki sets Puzzles up again. For a second. Death Valley Driver. This could be it. Wait. The lights just went out. And wait. What? That's Teddie's music. Even though you can't hear it. We saw him earlier in the show. There's Teddie. He's just standing in the ring and he's running away. Is this some type of TV-based character-based alliance? I know Teddie's not a TV-headed person, but he does come from the TV dimension from Persona 4. And Yuki might have been set up for Gates of Taurus again. But Puzzles able to counter. Oh, this is bad for Yuki. Puzzles throws him off the ropes, sets him up. Budget cut. That massive clothesline that he calls the budget cut. And Mr. Puzzles gets the victory off the accidental distraction, I think, by Teddie. Teddie, I think, got lost and just cost Makoto Yuki the matchup. Or is there some darker meaning and some darker alliance? We'll see you next time.